Well, hello there, Minecrafters! This is Xenon Cross here, bringing you right back to Sky Factory 2. Wow, that's a problem. But anyway, last episode I was over here trying to set this stuff up down here, which as you see I have completely revamped and made a whole ton more of this dense cable because I needed it because channels. So I have this set up over here, which is brand new, which is our completely automatic logic processor, and I believe, I'm not even sure, calculation processor circuits. They are completely automatic. So they do all the work themselves, basically. This thing, it's called a level emitter. When we have 15 logic processors, it turns on or more in the system, and tells this to turn off. Now if this were to go below 15, this would turn on, this would turn off, and this would turn on, allowing it to craft logic circuits and place them into the system, if it doesn't already have them, otherwise it'll just place them in. And if that crafts it, it'll place the gold in here and craft, import to the system, and then put over there, just like it's supposed to do. I have it divided here, if you remember, with our cable anchors, so that they don't connect. And then I had to bring the dense cable all the way up here so that all the channels would get used properly. Because, as you know, these cables can only carry 8 channels. These cables can only carry 8 channels. This one can carry 32. So, obviously a problem. Now, in reality, it can only have 17, I believe, because it has 17 right now. And, that would give us 3... 12, alright, so 15. It would have 15 channels left. Alright, now the last thing that I did in between episodes is I made this, the 16K ME storage cell, which basically can store 4 times the amount of one of my 4K storage cells, which is really good because, as you notice, we're running out of space, and most of it's not because of the item thing, it's just because of the space thing. So for instance, I'm trying to actually make this better so that it can craft more and craft faster. So what I was doing is I was building something called the crafting co-processing unit. And then I was going to build some 16K CPUs. Alright, so we're building storage components. We want 16K ME store. Ooh, we have a 16K storage, crafting storage. I believe I need 2 more of these though. We are running out of everything right now. We're out of calculation and logic processors. Alright, so first things first is we're actually going to set this up to finish the system. We're going to build another set and then end the game. We're going to fix this automation thing. So first things first, we need another level emitter. Do we have one in the system? Awesome, we actually have 3 more, which is what we need. I'm going to return those to the system for now. We need ME cable. I'm very sure we have a lot of ME cable just sitting around. We have 8 pieces of glass, 10 pieces of dense, and we might even have like a... Can we craft some of these? Number divisible by 3. 27. We don't have enough glass, never mind. Actually, put that away. We do have enough glass. Heh. I have to teach the system how to make this all itself. We might be able to get around to that in this episode. Because, I mean, it's just really fast, which is really cool. But it doesn't do it automatically, which would be nice. Just make glass when you need it. Now the only problem is that would be a horrible, horrible waste of wood. But then again, do you really care? 10K flint? Whoa. 14K manicchio? It's getting crazy right now. Alright, so actually what we need is we need more blank cards. We don't have any, so we're going to craft them. I don't know why I have Enderman tights in there. Alright, this is what we'll, card. Here we go. A basic card. Calculation processors. Alright, we can craft 8, which is all we need. Now we need, just type in card in here. We have a capacity, we have a crafting card already, which is good. Alright, so we need some redstone cards. So we need redstone. Torches, there we go. We're going to need 3. And then we need 2 more crafting cards. So we need to make crafting tables. And then we need the cards back. There, gives us 3 on 3, which is all we need. Alright, so basically the entire system comes down to this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this here, remove this cable, put a level emitter there, and now, actually I need to go back for something. We need the calculation processor. Alright, because we need to tell it that we want calculation processors, we're going to put 20 into the system. Just like that. And now this, we're also going to up the level to 20. So it's going to start, if you take note over here, you'll note that it's already crafting to start placing them in here, which is exactly what we want. This, we want a redstone card, and we want a crafting card. As you notice, it gave us 2 new buttons. For the redstone, we want it active without a signal, so when this says we don't have 20, it'll turn on. And when it says we don't have enough to import, it'll craft one. So we will then reattach it. I believe it should have a channel. Yep, all good. All of our devices should be on. Device online, online, online. It should say we now have 10 channels used, which is cool, which is all good. Alright, so now this system is completely automatic, and this is going to start making calculation circuit law processors. Was that this one? Calculation? Oh, it is busy. It just takes a while because the system's a bit slow, but it's working. That's all the important part. It's just that as long as it works. Now I need to replicate this exact same setup over here for the last 2 types. Alright, so what we need is we can put the calculation processor away so that the system knows that it has one more. We need to make, no, not that. We need an engineering circuit. We need 1 of these. 2 of those. There's 1. There's 2. Alright. Now we need those because we actually need to make the engineering circuit. Now the silicon, on the other hand, I'm going to have to worry about all its own. Actually, sorry about that. There's something weird with Minecraft. It keeps coming out of full screen mode while I'm trying to record, which is really agitating. Really agitating. Maybe I'm just going to have to make it automatically craft the silicon on its own, because the silicon things are formed. Actually, no, they are formed in that plate, but I mean, there's not much I can do about that. I guess I just have to give them all their own crafting thing. Just the way it's going to have to be. Alright, so we need 1 more inscriber. Do I have 1 more? No, but we can make 1. Yes? Good. Bam. See? Pretty darn fast. Alright, so we have 1 more inscriber. Now how many? See? There it goes again. I don't know what's wrong with it. Alright, but we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 channels and 1 cable. I need 3 export buses and an import bus. I need 2 more. Gives me 3 export buses. I now need an import. Cool, we have one. All good. So that's 1, 2, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably can just attach it right to there. Because we have 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll have exactly 8 things on the system. So it is possible for us to get away with it. Come down here, do this, click the export bus onto it like that. 1 there, and 1 there. Then the import bus here. Now we actually need to tell it to export stuff. We want it to export the engineering circuit on top, and we want it to actually make a circuit on the side here. There we go. That'll go back into the system. And then we need to borrow redstone and a silicon. Tell it to export. We can actually give this the silicon to place in there. Is there an interface somewhere? Here's an interface. There it goes. Gets imported to the system. At least it's supposed to. So then we have this system. So what we do is we just attach them all. Come up here. Put a level emitter. Oh. Oh, it'll attach to the back of that. Device online, device online. These are actually attached to a completely different channel. I mean, a different set of cables. This is running this way. Yeah, device. The only one we'd actually have to worry about is the level emitter. So we're all good. All of the devices are now online. So this will now start auto crafting just the way I want it to as well. But we have to go back to the system to grab one more item. We need that engineering circuit I just made a moment ago. The processor. Because we need to tell this level emitter, when there's not 20 of them in the system, turn off. And tell this to start crafting them. But in this case, we want to act without a signal. We want it to start crafting. So it's going to start crafting actually right now, I bet. So there we go. It should be, yep, there it goes. It's on its way. And we'll see if it works. It's not powered. That's probably an idea. So we need those red net cables. We should have a few left. There we go. Now it should be powered. Bam, we get a circuit and gets imported. We're good. It's all good. This thing's making stuff. Dump those into the system, dump those into the system, and pretty much dump everything else into the system. We now have all 3 circuits on their autocraft. Kind of looks a little silly, but I'm okay with that. So we now have all of the things being made automatically, including the silicon. But we have to worry about another part of the silicon. Right now I'm trying to make more ultimate furnaces, because I want to use those instead of the powered ones. Just because. Basically just because. The farm over there actually should be working. We should have some hose left. We do not have hose left. Alright, so let's make some diamond hose. Make 5 of those. Start that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, they'll start exporting to the system. And off it goes. That thing runs out of hose so fast. But at least we know it's working. It's always a good thing. So these things are probably going to start filling up at this point because this thing's like overrun with items right now. Just overwhelmed. Alright, so actually I see the problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4 crafting co-processing units for Bob because Bob is having some issues. So we want crafting we want these. We have 1. I'm going to make 2 more and then we're going to attach this to Bob to make Bob even better. We can actually craft them automatically, but we're not going to worry about it because it's not really that big of a deal right now. Eventually I'll spruce Bob up and make him look real nice, but we don't have to worry about that right now. So what we want is we want crafting co-processing units. So how do we make those? Now, I'm not going to put these into the auto-craft of the game because they're literally this in an engineering processor. Which is so simple, not even funny. Alright, we now have 3 crafting co-processing units. Now what do these do, you might ask? First we'll attach that. We're going to break Bob. And then we're going to fix Bob. There, Bob's now fixed. Bob is now a 4-way crafting unit. He can craft up to 4 items all at once. So while he's crafting an engineering circuit, he can be crafting even other stuff. So he can get away with crafting pretty fast. But I believe he can still only accept 1 request at a time. But he's capable of holding a lot more stuff at one time, but can craft a lot faster. Like a lot. I plan on making more of these CPUs so that I can make another crafting CPU in its entirety, but for now, it's just how it's going to be. Can we make a controller? An ME controller. We're missing the skystone blocks. Actually, I'm pretty sure we had the skystone. Uses. Smelt it in the skystone block. Skystone. There's literally no use for it other than this, so I'm gonna do it because we need it to make ME controllers. Alright, so we're actually going to pattern craft a controller. And now this is one of the few things that require pure Fluix crystals, which is kind of bad. There, so now it can make controllers as well. So we want it to make a controller. Well, actually not now, because I need a lot of them to make my system the way I want it. We're going to have a massive controller unit extending down into the ground, because we're going to have a computer room below us. But, yeah, it's going to take a lot. So for now, we can't do that. So more automation. Zavicchio. We have 25 Zavicchio. We want more. No crafting CPUs are available, just wait a moment. It's just so much stuff that it would require. It's just like taking forever. It doesn't even know what to do. Cancel that. Obviously 100 is too much. How about 25? Craft 25. Alright, start. And off it goes. Crafting Accio at its fastest capability. Basically as fast as this thing will go, it's crafting Accio. It'll be there a while. Like, it'll be there a very long time, because I only have one crafting unit. Like, a lot. So, oh well. But that's good news, because that'll move us one step closer to another ultimate furnace, because the more ultimate furnaces, the better. We actually are going to need more than one, because there's just so many recipes to make with furnacing stuff. So, we're going to start automating this. The Crystal Growth Accelerator. And now the reason we want to automate this is because we want to be able to get more pure Certus quartz. So first we have to tell the system how to craft pure Certus quartz seeds. Pure Certus quartz crystal. We want seeds. They're just crystal. I don't know what they are. It's a seed of some kind. That's it. We want to craft that. We want to be able to craft that. And dump that in there. So, now that it knows how to craft it, we now need to tell it to export it to something. Because that's the way this is going to work. So we need an ME interface. It doesn't know how to craft ME interfaces? That's sad. No, we're going to fix that right now. We're missing the formation core. Well, you have to craft two. Ah, crap. Alright, so we have to make this is screwing me right now. We need a new crafting CPU. Actually, hold on. We can probably just craft the formation core right here ourselves. Crafting terminal. Type in formation core. Shift click it. We don't want to use pure, we want to use normal. Bam. Dump it into the system. We're looking for that formation core again. Bam, right there. ME interface. Clear that. And now we actually need to make the ME interface first. Bam. But where you have to make them by hand. The interface. And then this to that. But I want it down here because I want to tell it to make those instead. Not the other ones. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I wanted to know how to do it. That pretty much just used up all of our stupid slots, though. So we now have an ME interface. We now need something that's going to drop the items. We want some kind of dropper. Now, we want something that's going to drop it all the time, guaranteed, no matter what, and I don't know if there's actually an item for that. A dropper? I mean, we can use an item dropper. An item dropper. Actually, let's test this out, see if it works the way I want it to. Like, if I were to just dump my cooked pork chop in there, is it going to drop it? Does not appear so. It appears it's going to need a redstone signal. So that means we're going to have to somehow cause it to toggle constantly, which is agitating. Or just when it's filled, put a redstone signal on it. So like if I were to do this, and then shove it full of that, and then get a redstone torch, and place it. Oh yeah, it needs a toggle. I So how can I cause it to toggle on and off? An interface, accept a redstone card. Cannot. This thing, I think, going forever. Because what I need this to be powered first off, which is actually a big problem because these things take a lot of power. I'm probably going to replace this hardened energy cell with a much more powerful one and power this with that. Because right now my power, or I could actually just draw from the ME system because the ME system won't take channels for that. So that's probably what I'll do there. I'll just ME system it over. But I have to figure out a way to make this item dropper drop items without, you know, needing a redstone signal. But it appears it's going to need one no matter what. So how do I get the redstone signal there constantly without it being a nuisance? Because if it's flashing on and off really fast, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna lag a bit, and I don't want to lag, and I don't want it making any weird noises like the redstone torch hiss. We can make a repeater farm, which is actually probably what we're gonna do. Alright, how do we make repeaters? Redstone repeater. We want 2 of those. Get rid of that. Alright, so we have 2. We now just need some redstone, which would be something pretty high up on our system list here. Alright, and I need a torch. I do need a torch. Right there. Alright. So, yeah. A lot of work ahead of us. So, I'll bring you guys, back with that next episode because this thing is taking all of its power right now. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to set up a second molecular assembler so that this can actually do 2 systems at once, maybe-ish. Well, I kind of need a new one at this point. I'm just out of sides on that to hook up interfaces to. So, yeah, I guess that'll be all for today. So I guess I'll see you guys later.